Hello, everyone. This is Robert Hollis. Again, I hope you're having a wonderful and blessed day. And I really, really appreciate you and love and appreciate you for tuning in every day at noon Pacific. I guess that would be 3 Eastern as I continue to do a video every day on this channel. And also, I've also put them on my Facebook. I mean, my YouTube, and that, you can find at roberthollis.com/free. A lot of other tabs on there, so I really appreciate you. So the title of this is, Are You Planting the Right Seeds? Again, are you planting the right seeds? So hi Terry, hi Kai, hi Melinda. Loving, it was so fun spending time with Doug, wish you were there. Hi Lisa, hi Jennifer, Dustin, John. And so today's conversation is going to be a little, what would I say? Confrontational. It is a different paradigm. And when I share some of these analogies with you, I want to see if you guys get it. I hope that you get it because, when the student's ready, the teacher appears, right? And so when I first met my mentor, and I'm going to ask you guys this question. When I first met my mentor, and he stood in front of an audience, and he showed us his $62,000 check that everyone that invited and got excited said, hey, you got to go check out this guy. He used to sell tires. He used to be a tire guy at a tire shop. He used to install car stereos. And now this guy makes over $700,000 a year. He made $62,000 in 1 month. And he's looking to train people with his proven training and marketing system. He's looking for people that are interested in making 6 figures a year. And I went, that's me. That's me. And so when I meet him, there's a lot of what I call, it's the parable of the sower. And again, this is not in any way, shape, or form of, touting any kind of religious thoughts or anything like that. But if you're not planting the right seeds, me and Latasha Watt Williams last night had a great conversation. And I said, I'm going to do a video on this today. So when I met my mentor, I put in a previous video, and you guys can check them out, of course. It's, roberthollis.com/steps, STEPS. And I've been doing my best to do a video a day, doing pretty good at it, pretty proud of myself. And in one of those videos is asking, what do you want? If you don't know what you want, that's why you're not getting any results. My wife and I talked about that this morning. And so you got to have a clear definition of what you want. Hi, Latasha. It's great to have you on here. Just was shouting you out. Hi, Shara. Hi, Eric. See who else is on here. Jennifer, Ola, Bill, Danielle, Michael, Tina. Wow, thank you guys all. And again, Kevin, Peter, Crystal, Sultan. Holy cow. Thank you very much. I always ask people, the way you can get back to me is let's go out and change the world. Let's get them to understand the principles of success. Now, when he taught me how to do this business, there's another video I recently did, is you find out what everybody else is doing and do the exact opposite, right? And so, I was taught to focus, listen closely, focus on creating a lot of people that were doing small things. A lot of people that are doing small things instead of just a few people doing it all. Did you catch that? And so I was taught how to build a loyal, satisfied customer base. In fact, Melody and my wife Terry and a few individuals know me from other companies where, I built an organization of over 758,000 people. And those 758,000 people would very simply purchase enough products on a monthly basis that they had a habitual thing with, like coffee, and they would, buy what they needed to qualify for their position. And then we're constantly building this organization, right? And so even with My Daily Choice, I sit there and I think, how many of you would like to learn how to have 18,000 people that are responsible for your income. And I've always told this sort of little joke is, what if you had 18,000 people that were buying every month a loyal, satisfied customer base, where you're putting this movement together. And when you do that, there's two things that I know that people love, and mostly women. I'll just say it. But women love, when me and Latasha were talking about this, and my wife was also talking in the background, I go, what do women really, really, really want? And they said all kinds of things, shoes, handbags, all kinds of cool stuff. But when it really came down to where the rubber meets the road, women love and look for certainty, right? Security, independence, freedom. What if you could make enough money to have people do the things that you don't want to do on a day-to-day basis? Maid, cooking, cleaning, whatever, it's like that was the goal that I got when I see my mentor, and I was making $60,000 a month. Oh my God, that would be amazing on a consistent basis. So let me tell you a couple of stories that I think are really powerful. Since we talked a little bit about the sower, the parable of the sower is very simple. I'll keep it really quick. But when you're planting seeds, the first thing is to always plant seeds. You're planting seeds. There's a Chinese proverb that says, when's the best time to plant a tree? 60 years ago. Maybe I couldn't plant one when I was 1, so let's say 50 years ago. That is the best time to plant a tree. When is the next best time? Today. See, you can change your paradigm and change your focus. And so my wife and I was talking about this analogy, and I just love this analogy. So let's say you don't have a dime to your name, not any money whatsoever. You could very simply, if you lived, especially in states that produce apples, is you could very simply go to an orchard and very simply make a deal with the farmer and say, listen, I would like to get X amount of apples from you, and I'm going to put them in bags, and what I'm going to go is sell them on a street corner. I'm going to find an intersection close to my home that's pretty populated, and I'm going to sell these bags of apples. So you got apples, and you go out and sell a bag, and then you got apples, and you go out and sell a bag. And see, that's like when you're focused on planting seeds, that you're buying product, selling product, buying product, selling product, buying product, selling product. That is a way to make a little bit of money. Sometimes when you really have it going, you can make a little above average money. But that's not going to make you a fortune. And that's not going to, in any way, shape, or form, build a loyal, satisfied customer base of people that you can attain income. Instead of making $1 million in commissions, Terry and I are 3.6 times more than that. It's like, instead of making $1 million in commissions, why not earn $1 million a year in passive residual income? Passive means you don't have to do anything. Residual means it comes in every month, and it's consistent, it's certain, it's secure. Because if you got a loyal, satisfied customer base, you would think the other way. So you would save all your money. Is it good to do the jump starts? Of course it's great to do the jump start. It's great to do the jump start. But that's not the seeds that you want to plant. What you want to do is not just sell apples. You want to make enough money to buy a piece of land. And then once you buy that piece of land, then you want to plant some of your own apple trees on that plantation. This little piece of land. And you start putting apples on it. Now, eventually what you're going to get is you're going to get apples from your own trees, so you don't have to get apples from another farmer. Got it? And now the profit is quite a bit more because you're growing your own trees. You make that profit, you plant more trees. Sooner or later, all your goal is you got to focus on your trees. You see what I mean? So how could you make this transition? And this is in Rich Dad, Poor Dad. Well, you knew that you could make money by very simply getting apples and selling them on street corners. So then the next step would be to get other people. Wait a minute, you could have did that step immediately. But some of you are choosing not to. So you could say to other people, hey, do you know anyone that needs to make a little extra money during this inflation time? Let's say that everything's gone up 10%. Well, that means that if you were living on $1,000 a month or $5,000 a month, it now costs $5,500 to live. It now costs $1,100 to live, and you are barely getting by on the $1,000 that you were making before. How are you going to find a way to beat inflation? Make more than you did before. So you could put in overtime. That's what you could do. You could get 2 or 3 part-time jobs. Again, this is called lineal income. Are you following me? So you could go out to people and say, hey, listen, do you know of anyone that needs to make some extra money? I do. Well, listen, I make this amount of money because I started selling apples on street corners, and then I use that profit. To get a hunk of land. And then I use that profit to plant a few apples trees on that land. And then I made enough money where all I did is then buy the land next to my land, and then buy the land next to my land, which honestly is a true story of the wealthiest farmer in the world. He said, I didn't want a lot of land. My father just taught me to buy the land next to mine. Are you hearing me? So if your goal is to plant apples and you're planting orange trees, you're getting seeds and you're growing oranges. So in the parables, it talks about some of your seed, the birds will get it. These are people that say they're going to do something and they don't. They don't stay motivated. Oh my God, now that I found this, I'm going to make you $1 million. You plant seeds and the birds get them. Jim Rohn, one of my best mentors, you got to go to YouTube and put in Jim Rohn seeds, right? And he just tells this incredible story. So, people going, well, my person didn't show up or my person didn't get involved. The birds got them. Well, what does that mean? If I were you, I wouldn't take that class. I don't know why the birds get some of them. They just get some of them. Some of your seed are going to go on unfertile ground, or it's going to go on rocks. Just because you're throwing it and you're planting as many seeds as you can, some of those seeds are just going to die. Die from the heat, die from the sunshine. They didn't get in fertile ground. Then some of your seeds are going to land in the weeds. Now, here's the crazy thing that Latasha and I was talking about last night. You know what the worst kind of success in the world is? A little. So what people do is they start doing something that they think they should do and they get results from it. They actually earn income. They actually might earn above average income. They might even, listen closely, hit a pretty big rank. But then they don't maintain the rank. And the people that they have showing up with apples every single day, buying apples, showing up on the street corner, buying apples, showing up at the street corner, they get burnt out. It gets too hot. I don't want to do this anymore. Why? Because it seems like you never can go above this threshold. You get this income and then it goes down. Then you get this income and it goes down. Then you get this income and it goes down. And your mind's not stupid. It's like, listen, oh my God, for me to be able to make money, I got to go back and I got to do all that apples at the street corner again. I want to be like, Robert and Terry Hollis. I want to own multiple orchards. Did you guys catch that? That's passive reset. That's what I want to do. So if you're planting orange trees and trying to get apples, you're not going to get it. That's a scripture. That's a scripture where you're like, listen, don't be planting this seed and expecting something else. You know what I mean? So some of you are wanting immediate income. Let me get immediate income, buy product, sell that product, put that middleman in my pocket. I'm not telling you not to do that. Every time I do this message, it's like, oh my God, Robert's telling me to build a large, loyal, satisfied group. And not, it's like, no. I'm not saying don't do product. I'm saying if we don't do product sales, no one makes any money. But I just wouldn't be buying hundreds of dollars of products, thousands of dollars in product, and then selling that and getting that middleman profit, because now I'm staying in that same cycle. I never seem to make enough money to buy a piece of land. Wait a minute, this sounds sort of like a job, like running in the hamster wheel or the gerbil cage. It's like, wow, why would you want to sell homes and then next month you got to sell homes? And then next month you got to sell homes. If you're selling insurance, and I sold some insurance, and then what I got to do? I got to sell some insurance. And then what are you doing the next day? I got to sell some insurance. When has this loyal, satisfied customer base ever happened? It's because they came in with the intent. You got to do the right thing at the beginning. And that's where people don't get about this, is the doubling of the penny. Again, me and Latasha was talking about that. If you, at the beginning, it seems like you're not making any money because you're focusing on your residual income. But once you do something simple that people can duplicate and they go, you know what, I can do that. I can do that. Then just like Netflix, just like YouTube, just like Facebook, just like Google, just like every subscription model, you can get involved for free. And then all of a sudden Amazon says, hey, by the way, Robert, wouldn't you like free shipping? Wouldn't you like to get products faster than everybody else? Wouldn't you not want to pay for some movies that we produce? We have a Prime membership. How many of you started out in Amazon, YouTube, Facebook, all these things? You start out by starting to do a subscription that's a free subscription. And then when you're interested, because I only like working with interested people, then interested people go, you know what? I'm going to upgrade. Latasha said it beautifully last night. She said, yeah, I got a YouTube free account. And then I found out that if I upgraded my membership, I believe it's called Platinum, then I don't have to watch commercials. And so when you see these models and people go, you know what, free doesn't work. They got told that by somebody, that got told that by somebody, that got told that by somebody. If you were going to be a loyal, satisfied customer base, would you rather follow their way of doing business or follow Amazon's way of doing business? I think Netflix has 222 million subscribers. Here's the question for every one of you. Do you think that Netflix knows that there's some people out there that are using other people's accounts? Of course they do. There's a thing called an IP address. They know that people are using their account. So I seen a post that was so funny. It said, I heard that Netflix and some of these subscription models, because of the inflation, they're raising their subscription cost. And there's always three groups of people. One group of people don't give a rip. They don't have a subscription. They don't know what's going on. The second group is going, hey, whatever. I don't care. And then the third group, let's boycott. Let's leave. And I'm going like, wow, whatever. I want to put my time on more focus and positive things. But all these companies know that other people are using their account. But what ends up happening? What eventually ends up happening is maybe a person's watching a certain movie that they've seen on Netflix and they go, the people that I'm using their account, because a lot of people mostly think about what other people think. It's so messed up that people think about what other people think about them, right? Is that, I don't know if I want this person to know that I was watching this Netflix or this YouTube video. So then what they do, they create their own account. So ever since all these companies came up with this free subscription model, do you guys really understand that even like these new subscription boxes and all these things, isn't it funny that you can sign up for free and you get the first little things for free? See, I'd rather sign up a bunch of people for free and then teach them how to go out and get other people that come in for free, and then they upgrade, try one of our products with the 60-day money-back guarantee. And then all of a sudden the person goes, wait a minute, are you telling me that I could make 50% instead of 25 or 30? I certainly am. Oh my God, if I can make more money, then I need to upgrade. Well, what would be the next goal? The next goal is simple. Let's make more money than your subscription cost. Wouldn't it be neat to have all your family on all the products that could help them? Yeah. So what do you think that every subscription model is trying to do? They would love their people to buy more through the subscription. Duh. Duh. That's as simple as it is. So if you have everyone using the minimum subscription, now all you got to do is add numbers, right? So, Terry and I currently override over 18,000 people. I love saying that. Would you guys like to have 18,000 people responsible for your income? And I tell people all the time, what if the 18,000 people that I have are lazy and they're not motivated? And all that 18,000 people do is they just qualify their position at 40. So you take 18,000 people, you take that times 40 in volume, that's 720,000 in volume. Comp plan with all the stuff that we have roughly pays about 10%, little over 10%. So that's what? That's 72,000 a month. I could learn to live on that. Well, what do I need to increase my income? Oh, I just need to add more people. So I'll leave this last one with you. Some of you are going to look at this as sacrilegious. And you know what? You just got to get over thinking whatever the people are doing. I'm just giving this to you. And thank you, Latasha. Latasha is the one that inspired me to do this video. I love you. I appreciate you so much. So you want to build something that's secure, something that will last. And so, what would be a product that's in our product line right now that that people would use with or without you? See, I always talk about upgrading yourself. So if you're going to drink coffee anyway, then why not upgrade your coffee like you did your cell phone, like you did your computer, like you did your TV? Upgrade. Come on, upgrade. So now what you're doing is you're not thinking about using the coffee. And so what if a person wanted to make a little more money and they wanted to go to executive? Now they got to do 90, right? So now we take that same volume, right? That same 18,000 people. And now what they're doing is they're buying 2 boxes. Because some people have big mugs or big tumblers, so you'd want to put more than just one sachet in there that have 30, right? And so now you're looking at 18,000, and now what they do is they all are doing 90. All they're doing is qualifying. That's all they're doing is qualifying. That's all they're doing is qualifying. And then as they make money and they get a check, and then they get in profit, that's now 18,000 times 90 in volume. That's now 1.6 million. Oh my God, you're a super. You're above super. On your way to master. 10%? Wow, that's now $162,000 a month. Off a loyal, satisfied customer base. Yeah, Kai, we got paid today too. Definitely payday. So here's something that I was going to say that sounds a little sacrilegious, but I wish you guys would get away with that. Let's pretend that you're a pastor, of a congregation, and don't they have all kinds of names for them? It's pastor, it's priest, it's what'd you say? I said padre. It's like, but you're building a group, right? And let's just say that you have a congregation. Now, if you have a congregation, I want you guys to see how silly this sounds. I'm going to build a congregation, and what we would like to do is build a new church. We're meeting at a hotel, and there's a few hundred people there. Wouldn't you say, listen, we're going to do tithes, and so what I would like you to do is just give what your heart says to give. Just give what you can. You sowing seed in this ministry, you should believe that you will get a 10-fold or 100-fold return on your tithing. You're planting your seeds. So what I want is every one of you just to give what you want. Now, if everyone feels comfortable and they get praise and recognition for just doing the simple thing, which is just being part of a community, part of a movement, and everyone is treated the same, regardless if they couldn't tie that week, couldn't tie that month, or people that are in the congregation that are doing so financially well that they tithe a lot. Are you guys following me? And I know some people out there. How silly would this be for you to go to your pastor, your priest, or let's say you just know of people, you don't go to a congregation, and let's say that you walk up to them and said, I got a great idea. And they go, I'm listening to it. Only allow people in your church that will make a commitment of tithing at least $600 a month. If they don't tithe $600 a month, they cannot be in your congregation. What? Oh yeah, listen, I got involved in this network marketing stuff, and I read some books, and I listened to some people, which, by the way, when I asked them to show me their residual income, they always refuse. I don't. Did you guys catch that? And it's like, no. We're not doing this free subscription BS. I heard from somebody that free people do nothing. That's what I heard. I heard that, and I did my due diligence, I did my research, and I found out that's absolutely true. Well, what about Netflix and Facebook and YouTube and Google? Yeah, listen, it's still BS. If you allow people to get in for free, you treat them with respect, you show them a way to be able to actually earn income without putting any income in. No, don't listen to Robert. I know he's listed on websites as being in the top 20 in this industry worldwide. Don't listen to him. And there's people out there that do this all the time. Hey, I watched one of Robert's video, and I'm thinking about building a loyal, satisfied customer base of a bunch of people that are actually making just enough money to cover their subscription. Stupid! Yeah. So they're out there planting seeds for oranges, and they're trying to compete with the people that are selling apples because they don't know what they want. What I want is I love. You want to talk about peace and joy? Is when you can create $500,000, $1 million a year of true passive residual income, and you got total freedom. Everybody thinks I'm busy. Why do they think I'm busy? They think I'm busy because they're going, oh my God, if he had 18,000 people in his group, this guy must not have 1 day to himself, 1 minute to himself. No, I'm like the farmer because I have a large orchard. I have a lot of people out there that are picking the apples, that are selling them to people that want to sell the apples. Well, what do you do every day, Robert? Find ways to be able to make it more productive, more effective, simpler, and easier so the average person can go, I can do this. Would you like to supplement your income? Sure. Listen, we'll show you how to supplement your income, but your goal is to build a loyal, satisfied customer base that would use some kind of products that would be habitual, that they would use anyway. Do any one of you wash your hair? What are other products that our company has that a person would do every day without thinking? You can put it in here. What if you had a pet? Terry, yeah. Do Dex and Leo get treats every day? All day long. All day long. Huh. There's people that spend more on their pets than they spend on themselves. What are something that someone could change? And because our premium quality products are not sold in stores, if you can get them to change their buying habits with the stuff that they used to use with this one, but you sold them a simple plan that if they got 2, and those people each got 2, and those people each got 2, and those people each got 2. Do you guys get this? And you got this loyal, satisfied customer base where you're now have freedom. You can do anything you want anytime you want. So everybody goes, Robert, you're so, I just don't want to reach out to you because you said in one of your videos to reach out for help. I want more people like Latasha, like Lisa, like Kai, like Shara. These are people that reach out to me and go, listen, I want to learn how to do what you're doing. You know, what's funny is Terry and I's income. I know a lot of people in all industries, they're going, oh my God, the pandemic, and then, oh my God, there's inflation, and now there's war. You know, everybody's like watching their income sort of fluctuate. Why? Because of inflation and because of just the economy, just the things that are going on that are distracting people. You know, if all of a sudden I heard that we might go into war, or I heard about inflation, I'm not very motivated to get up and get a bunch of apples and go out and sell them on a street corner. So then my income can go up and down. Me and Latasha was talking about that. You know, I have a good week, follow it up with a bad week. Have a good month, follow it up with a bad month. Why? Because you're using the wrong business model. This industry, like subscription model, do you guys think that Netflix's income went up? Yeah. More people stay at home. They don't eat out, so they spend more time on the internet. So, wait a minute. The subscription models, they all made more money because people were home. Why wouldn't you want to focus on building a loyal, satisfied customer base and allow everyone to participate and get just as much love as you want and build a bunch of people? Those people need to participate. And so what if they bring in one person a year? What if they just bring in one person a year? Then my income doubled and my profit doubled. What if you got to have a whole group of people that just use the products and they really never recruited anybody? Well, I know how to increase my income because I just have to do that double. I hope you guys got this. I hope that makes sense. So anyway, jump starts and companies were set up to get a person a first check. That's the only reason that there's, oh my God, I did something, I brought somebody in, someone bought something, I got a check. The reason for jump starts in any company, listen closely, in any company is to be able to participate in paying them as fast as you possibly can. So they'll get a check next Thursday or next Thursday. But that's the short-term goal. That's the short-term goal. The long-term goal is building a very loyal, satisfied customer base that all of them are figuring out that our products are better than the ones they're already using, and that they could very simply disqualify their position. So I hope you guys get this. There's a lot of people out there in this movement of network marketing, home-based businesses, direct sales, that's 1,000% teach the opposite. They would wish that Josh and Jenna would have a $5,000 package. So when they got somebody to come in, then they could get that upfront $2,500. Okay, so now what they have $5,000 worth of MDC products. What's the chances of this person getting on a subscription model? 0. They have enough product to last them 2 lifetimes. Well, it's very easy to make money. All you got to do is sell that product. Only 5% of the people in the world are sales types. The rest of us, 95%, are not sales types. I can change my personality for a short time, but then I'm just going to go back being me. So I can force myself to paint a house. I can force myself to do that. And then as soon as I get done, I'm going, hey, Robert, you should paint houses for a living. No. N-O, no. Never, never. And then you make enough money to hire someone that can paint. And it's like, oh my God, they do a better job. They do a way better job. They take pride in it. They're professionals. They got a bunch of people helping them. It happens faster. I should find people that are affected by the inflation, the cost of gas, and show them how to make a little extra money so it doesn't stress them out so much. So I hope you guys appreciated this. That's the parable. That's the one I was sold. So when you guys see me teach total contrary things to other people, it's because I thank God every day that my mentor showed me how to build a loyal, satisfied customer base. And I keep seeing people all the time that jump from company to company to company to company, trying to be consumers, salespeople, and they burn out. What happens when the leader burns out? Then the followers go, I'm stopping too. Then the income goes down. So there you go. I hope you guys enjoyed that. I love and appreciate you so much. Please do me a huge personal favor and share this video to all of those people that are struggling, even in this industry. Because if they learned a new way of doing this business, they're going to get a different results. All they're doing is planting the wrong seeds. And so when they plant the wrong seeds and they don't get the right results, then they just stop planting. Latasha, thank you so much for the inspiration of doing this video. I love and appreciate each and every one of you. Ozzy and anybody else on here, Rochelle, Terry, Ozzy again, Randy, Maren, Brenda, Steve, Diane, Ben. I know I won't be able, it only lets me go up so far. So I love each and every one of you. Please share this with people that need to change their paradigm, because if they focus on what they want, this will happen for you. A lot of people get into this and they just immediately start going to be a salesperson. That's sometimes not your personality, so you won't do it. But if you were making profit every month, then you would tell people, listen, all I did was bring in a few people that brought in a few people. Bingo. Everybody goes, hey, I can do that. So when people say, I can do that, that's simple. I think I can do that. I'm going to do that. That's when magic and duplication happens. Love and appreciate you. See you on tomorrow's video. If no one's giving you permission to succeed and be fulfilled and happy in life, let me be the first. And I just know that you can do this. I know you can. Love you. See you tomorrow.